Hi guys, Chris here with Super Savvy Travelers. Pardon my massively mirrored sunglasses, but it's very bright out here and I was like trying to do a video and squinting. Anyways, it's gorgeous here today in Italy. So I wanted to tell you, we rolled out our packages, which is so exciting because we're getting clients in, we're starting to help them look for properties, we're rolling through the process, and it just gets more exciting by the day. And one of the things I do is I flip through some of the Idealista and the local real estate listings, and I look for things that the client might like. So I was kind of doing that, and I thought, there's a lot of hidden value items that you really want to look for in your property, that if you get something that these need to be replaced, it's going to cost you a lot of money. And it's not something you really tend to look for when looking at a property. It's so easy to go in and just be blinded by the beauty of the view or the beauty of the property, or, the floors or whatever, and then just sign on the dotted line. But then when you start replacing things or you start upgrading things, it gets very expensive. So one of the first things you want to look for is more modern doors and windows. There's a lot of these old cheap windows that are wood, with one little pane of glass in there. When the wind comes through, they shake and rattle, and it actually comes through into the house. We had those in our house in Praia Mare before we sold it. And before we upgraded, first of all, there was all these little squares that you had to wipe each one, real big pain to clean. But also when the wind came through, you could feel it coming through. It was not a good place in winter or even in, hot summer, because it really did not insulate well. The first thing you want to look for is doors and windows and shutters. These things cost, okay? They're great. You need them if you're anywhere near the sea, or if you're going to leave your house unattended for any period of time, you're going to need shutters. And they're great because when you close them, it's very dark. And when you wake up in the morning, you don't have the sun coming through. You can sleep into when you want to sleep in, and then open it up and enjoy the day. So shutters, add those to your list. Now, another thing are heating and air conditioning units. Now, a lot of these places are not heated. They are summer homes, and they don't have air conditioning, a lot of them. They just use a fan. I don't know how they manage it in August because it's hot and humid, but I guess they're used to it. It's so funny. This is just something I noticed when I go to hug the Italians. I'm like wet. I was shower. I go, look, sono bagnata. Don't hug me. I'm disgusting, right? And they're like, that's okay. And they're dry as a bone. I go, what's with the Italians? I asked Antonio, how come you guys are all dry? And I look like I just took a shower. So that's a source of entertainment for them, but it's a real source of annoyance for me that I'm always damp in July and August. That's just a given. However, I did go to the makeup store and got better makeup, so there you go. Anyway, air conditioning. You need that in summer. If you're an American and you're kind of used to having things around a certain range, you're going to need it. I can't sleep in a hot room. I just can't. So I need air conditioning in summer. So those can run you anywhere from, let's say $1,200 to $2,000, maybe more. They used to be about $1,000 to put in. Then COVID hit and everything went up. All of the materials went up. So now they're about $1,200 to $1,500 to put them in. But if you go with the Mitsubishi or the Lamborghini, which I love, those are about $2,000 each. So I did opt to go with Mitsubishi recently and with Lamborghini in Puglia, because I just really like the quietness of them. I like that Mitsubishi is going to last forever. I've heard great things about both of them, and I've been really, really happy with them. So for us, it made sense to upgrade, but you don't have to. You can get a really good, solid unit here in Italy for less than that and save about $500 per unit. Another hidden value is awnings. We just put this awning up here in a few months ago. 1,200 euros, guys. 1,200 euros for an awning. But of course it has, the little thing, and we don't have awnings much in California, at least I never have. So I didn't know what the prices are. And it's funny because the price for this little awning was really not that much less than the huge awning I put in Casa Cristina. And I think once you get up there and once you get the mechanisms in place, it's around the same cost, whether you have a giant one or a small one. So just understand, if you're looking for value and the house has awnings, that's a plus. Another thing is outside landscaping, and especially hardscaping. Hardscaping is expensive to put in no matter where you go. So if the house you're looking at has beautifully paved surfaces with bricks or tile or something like that, that's a big plus. It's going to cost you to put it in. Now, another thing that I want to add is some of these things that look like a deal on the listing sites can actually end up costing you a whole lot more. Now, I've seen several houses that were almost done, but not quite. Some did not have windows. That's a deal breaker, because by the time you're done with windows in a giant house or even a small house, you're going to lay down a lot of money. And you can look and find another house that's probably all done and ready to go for less than you would end up spending. So all of those things add up at the end. You really need to take the costs into consideration. Do not ask your real estate agent about what it costs for renovations. Always ask a geometra, architect, or engineer. Oh, another thing that adds value is security gates. And if you have a vacation home that you leave for any length of time, or even just in general, you gotta have security gates, because vacation homes have always been a target anywhere in the world for thieves, because they have all the time in the world to back the truck up, jimmy into your house, and just offload everything in a truck and take off and sell it at the flea market. If you make your house very hard to break into, they'll just go to the next house. They won't worry about your house. So any house that has like a glass door or even exposed windows, you should really have security gates put in around them so that nobody can get into your house while you're gone. Another thing is solar panels. Check that out. That's always a nice thing to find, that somebody's already put up the solar panels. Now, understand, in historic centers, you cannot put up solar panels. It's something, at least in all the historic centers I've seen, you are not allowed to put up solar panels. So when you're buying your house, if you want solar, you have to keep that in mind, and you have to make sure you buy a house somewhere where they are allowed. So those are the things I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure I will have more as we go through houses with our clients and new friends and everything else. We're having a blast. If you're interested in one of our packages, go ahead and go to our website. I will ask that you wait a few weeks because we are inundated after the CNN article, so we have to get caught up, which we're doing now, and everything's flowing very nicely, but it's a bit of a catch-up stage right now. In a few weeks, we'll have more time. So there you go, guys. Hope that helps, and I'll see you here in Italy very soon.